Hello, welcome in. I'm feeling like Spirit really has a message for you. So I'm just going to tap in, give you a channeled message, pull some cards, and we'll go wherever the energy takes us. Tapping in now, Spirit, to the collective's energy. Tapping into whatever messages they need to hear. Remove myself from this message. Make me a clear channel for your messages to come through. Please give me messages that would resonate with them and let them know that this message is for them. Tapping in now, what message does the collective need to hear? Okay, I'm getting a motorcycle. Someone on the motorcycle doing like trick driving. They've got those like knee pads on so that they can lean way down to the edge of the road. But this is like exhilarating and this is really fun for them. They get lost in this. They go out and do this thrilling, fun motorcycle riding, and they lose all track of time. They lose track of their identity outside of this fun thing that they do. And part of the fun is how good they are at it. And when they're done, they take off their helmet, they smile, they like have community around them. So they're like, dude, did you just see that? That was awesome. And like they give each other feedback on their run together. And it just fulfills them. Like it feels like a part of them is supposed to be there, that like they have a hobby, right? They have a hobby, but not just a hobby, like a community that goes with the hobby. Right? Anytime that you're invested in a hobby, you also invest in like the gear, and you maybe have Facebook groups that you're on, or you're a part of a community that talks about what gear, what bike do you have? Like you learn a whole language, right? When you have a new hobby, or not even a new one, when you just have a hobby that you're very into, you learn so much about it, and there's a whole world that you can enter and people that you can discuss these things with, and it's a whole language that nobody else really knows about. But if that's your thing, like it's a sense of belonging too, right? Like now I have a world that I can belong to. So the world of motorcycle racers or whatever. And we're all kind of looking for that world to belong to, right? Yeah, and this just feels like really good. So we're craving that right now. The message I'm getting from Spirit is like we're craving this sense of belonging, but like being recognized and people like being like, wow, that was great. You know, being received well in that hobby, right? Not just doing it and doing it on your own and not being good at it, but like getting into that hobby enough where like it's your thing and you have your community and you know it well and you can talk shop with people. So if people were to like talk to you about all the different bikes or talk to you about all the different gear, you're not like, I'm just starting. Like you're like, no, this is like a thing that I'm really into and I know a lot about, and you spend a lot of your time there because it gives you fulfillment. It's like, it's your passion. It's your passion, right? And we all want things that we're passionate about. And some of us have like used to be passionate about something, used to have hobbies, and we've let other things get in the way, life, family, work, right? And maybe we've lost like being so immersed in that world. And maybe that's something that we are wanting to get back into. And it's for a sense of belonging. Like I need an identity outside of being this person at work, or being a mom, or being a wife, or a husband, or you need an identity outside of that, and a place that like lights you up and feeds you back, right? So you might be giving in a lot of areas of your life, and you need to feel like not only do you belong somewhere, but like it's something that charges you, fills your cup up. And I think a lot of us are craving that at this moment. We're just like, I need my own thing that just feels good. And maybe I need to give myself permission to do that thing, to dive back in, to not tell myself all the limiting things of like, I don't have time for that, or I don't have enough money for that, or that's expensive, or I don't want to get back into that world because of the gear and the equipment and the whatever. And it's like, no. You've got to go into that world because that's fun. Like that's the fun part of life. And there is a whole world that wants to support you in that. Okay, let's grab some cards. Okay, we're going to go with the Rider-Waite deck. The Rider-Waite deck is traditional tarot. I guess you're supposed to say Rider-Waite-Smith because there was a woman that did all of the illustrations that never got acknowledged for that. So we're going to call it Rider-Waite-Smith because that was her last name, was Smith. Hope you guys are doing well. Gosh, if you have some like passions or hobbies that you're wanting to get back into or wanting to explore, now's the time. Like there's so much more than just like doing something. In the channeling, I so got that it was like, it's your tribe. And that's where you find your tribe. If you're looking for a tribe and wondering where your soul family is, there's a reason why those people are just as passionate about that thing you're passionate about. Okay? There's a reason. And you guys do speak the same language. The same thing fires y'all up, right? You want to be around those people. All right, Spirit. What else do we have for the collective? Tell me more about this channeled message. Bring us some clarity about this channeled message for this collective. What do they need to hear? Woo! I get the Queen of Cups, which the Queen of Cups is, she is living in a space where she's happy, where she feels like she's nurturing herself, like she is giving to herself and she's being nurtured by her environment around her. This is water. Cups are water fulfillment. This is her going towards what makes her happy. And you know what? We are the most attractive and able to attract and magnetic when we are doing what just makes us happy, when we're aligned, right? So the Queen of Cups is sitting there. She's not asking like, should I do this? Am I allowed to do this? Is this not productive? Is this, she's like, oh, I do this. Let me tell you about how I take care of myself. And I get Temperance for y'all, which Temperance is balance. We need balance. So if you're in a position where you're like, you've been working really hard, or you've been just dedicated to work, or you've been dedicated to just family, or you've been caretaking for someone, or you've been doing things in your life that has neglected yourself or neglected who you are. Like, who were you when you were 10 years old, when you were 12 years old, 13 years old, whatever, when you were like, you had hobbies or sports or whatever, and that's all you cared about, right? When you were younger. And then, you know, we grow up and some of those things might take a back seat. So who are you? Who have you neglected? Because Spirit's really asking us to bring back balance. It doesn't mean forget all these things. It's like work it in. Spirit needs you to lead by example. Spirit needs you to nurture yourself and have hobbies and have fun. You cannot not prioritize yourself and tell others to prioritize themselves. You cannot not think you're special and then tell other people how special they are. You can't say, I just work and I never have fun, and tell people you should really prioritize fun. You so deserve that. Okay, you can't say it. You need to do it. So you need to do what brings you fulfillment, whatever that is. And I'm really getting this as like a hobby, not something that's going to bring you cash, not something that's like your new purpose and your calling, like something that is it's painting. It is exploring what did you like when you were a kid? What did you like? For me, it's horses. It's horseback riding. I've always been into horses, but I have neglected that part of my life before. And anytime I get in a rut, I go back to living that passion and keeping that alive in my life. Okay, I get the 4 of Cups. So you're kind of like bored, okay? You're like, life is just kind of boring and I'm working kind of hard and I don't know where the fun is or the spark is. And then I get the King of Wands that says, this is all about adventure and passion. Literally, adventure and passion. Can we say it any clearer? So if you're bored, go find adventure and passion. And maybe you don't know, I don't know what I want to do. Okay, go back to, what did you used to like to do? Do you like dance? Do you like yoga? Do you like CrossFit? Do you like fishing? Do you like, whatever. I can sit here and lift off a bunch of hobbies. You know what you like. And if you don't know what you like, then start exploring different things and just make a plan to sign up for try one new thing a week, okay? But likely you know what you're passionate about. You know what you've kind of done before. And it's saying, go take bold action towards getting back to what you're passionate about. The King of Wands doesn't ask for permission. He knows what he wants to do. He knows what would bring him a sense of adventure, and he goes and does the fun thing because it's freaking fun. And we have a life to live here and we want it to be full of passion. And we need to awaken those feelings inside of ourselves so that we can, I'm getting like to remind ourselves of our autonomy. Like, we've given ourselves away to so much. We've given ourselves away to work or this adulting life or like whatever this is. Even our spiritual journey, maybe our spiritual practice, we're so regimented in that like, oh, we can't go have fun because I need to be tapped into spirit all the time and I need to be doing my healing work. And this is saying like, if you're bored, go find something that's just fun and exciting and that you're passionate about, okay? And you have an idea of what that is. As the King of Wands, he knows what it is. He knows what he'd like to do, and he's going to take that bold action. And then I get the Lovers. So this is about making a decision. It's also about balance, okay? So you need to balance yourself out. And Spirit is saying how we balance ourselves out, how we balance out the collective, how we help this whole world that is overworking and not having any fun, how we help the whole world balance out is really quite simple. Go have some fun, okay? And you can, this is making a decision. This is choosing you. And it's not, let's say it is your spiritual practice that's too regimented. It's not choosing Spirit, because Spirit's saying, go have fun. You know what this is. Look to Spirit to say, what would bring my heart joy right now? If my boss called me and said, today's a free day, you can do whatever you want, and you didn't have kids and you didn't have any other obligations or responsibilities, what would you go do? Spirit saying, figure out how to get that done and do that. You've got to learn how to bring balance back to your life. It's not just going to happen. You're not just going to manifest it. The lighthouse can show you the shore. You've got to steer the ship. And you can tell yourself all the reasons why you can't engage in your hobby. Figure it out. Create your fun. And I'm telling you, the way you attract more fun is by being in that frequency. Being in the frequency of fun showing yourself, well, actually, I was able to fit this in. Actually, that was kind of fun. I actually didn't have to spend that much money. You are done with the cycle of your life that takes and takes and takes and takes from you. This is 10 swords in your back and doesn't let you have any. What is the point? What is the point of showing up in your life? To caregive for everybody, to bust your ass for work, to build somebody else's dream, what's the point? Are you just going to get to the end of the road, your deathbed, and be like, I was a good person? Or are you going to be like, that was a wild friggin' ride and that was really fun. And I did feel balanced. I felt like I was able to show up better as that employee, as that light worker, as that mom, as that wife, because I didn't sit there going, I don't like my life. I said, I'm worth fun. I want to have fun. I want to know my worth and feel like I'm worthy of fun. So I'm going to keep my eyes to spirit, and I'm going to decide to choose me and have some fun. And I'm done with the old me that told myself a whole bunch of things or allowed life to take from me. No, I'm done with that. I want life to give to me. I give a lot to life. I want life to give to me. And I already know that there's some things out there that look fun. They look like they really light me up. So I want life to give to me. And if you're not sure, again, maybe if there's something on your vision board, or maybe you're at a point where you're reinventing yourself, maybe you have let go and closed out a bunch of cycles, maybe you have ended a marriage, maybe you've left a job, and now you have a real opportunity to rebuild things in a new way. You're gonna jump off this cliff, and how you jump off is not the exact same way. You're not about to rebuild this life or take this new old life into the new life. No, you're gonna take a completely new jump. So if you don't know exactly what it is that you wanna dive into, definitely, I don't know, make a goal for yourself that's like, for the next 6 months, I'm gonna do a new thing every week. For the next 2 months, I'm gonna put a few things on my calendar. I'm gonna sign up for them, have no attachment to the outcome, just go see if they bring me fun or not. And my new, I'm getting this strong. My new litmus test, you know what I'm saying. My new way that I decide if I do something in the new life. How do I decide to jump off a cliff? Is it fun? That's how I make decisions now. Does that sound fun to me? Okay? So even if it's not hobbies, even if it's, and I'm not saying everything has got to be fun, changing your baby's diapers might not be fun. Okay, but how you make decisions, if somebody says, do you want to go out and do this? Invites you somewhere or whatever, does it sound fun? It does? I'm going to do it. I'm not going to come up with reasons why I can't do it. I did this. I made this new recipe because it sounded fun. I've never tried it before. I tried this new thing because it sounded fun. That's how I'm making decisions. Not that it's the right decision, the practical decision. It might make me more money. It's a good use of my time. All those stories we tell ourselves. No, I make decisions based on is this fun for me? Does this work for me? Is this gonna fire me up? Is there a lot of passion? All right. This is the 9 of Wands. So you've been through a lot, okay? You've been through a lot. And hey, listen, if there was a season of your life that you gave up fun, maybe while other people were having fun, or you just gave up life for a season. We do this sometimes. We climb the corporate ladder. We try really hard. We burn the candle at both ends. We go to grad school. We have children. A big trauma happens to us and we just lose ourselves and we have a bout of depression or whatever it is. You can be through a lot. You can lose sight of fun. I think we've all lost sight of fun before. Okay? And so you've been through a lot, but this is you being like, I don't really care to do it that way. And if you don't really care to do it that way, if you don't want it to keep going the way it was ho-hum Groundhog's Day, then you have to choose. You have to make a decision to bring balance into your life, okay? I'm not sitting here saying you should have had fun the whole time. Why weren't you out having fun? No, I'm just saying, like, did life stop being fun? Maybe you've had a traumatic childhood and life was never really that fun. Maybe there was only one thing. I know for me, I had a traumatic childhood, and horses were a part of that. They were like my guiding light through that. It was something I could cling on to. So we all have things that help, that we know we're interested in, that we're passionate about. And that's what brings balance back, okay? Any last messages, Spirit? I'm like excited for you. Go find your fun. I don't want to hear any excuses. Go find your fun. And you know what I'm hearing? When you find it, bottom of the deck, these are things that you don't see, or the foundation here. You have recently walked away from something, or you're walking away from a way of living that doesn't work anymore for you, okay? You've put in a lot of work. You've busted your butt. You've been under this strict, regimented life, okay? But you are the Empress. You're the Empress. You are ready for some luxury, for life to give back to you, for you to know your worth, and for you to not feel bad for 1 second about wanting to live a little life and have a little bit of fun, okay? So that's the message for today. You're done with hard stuff. You're done with bored. And Spirit wants you to know that they know you're done with bored. They know you're done. And if you're sitting back wishing for fun to be put in your lap, you've got to jump. You have to jump first. This is not like huge. This isn't like the other messages where it's like, burn this, relationship down, or quit your job, or this is, go have some fun. And if you're having a hard time with that, question that. Like, why is me, and I've done this before, I have taken time for myself and felt guilty, and I'm like, that's insane. So why, if there is any guilt there, why do I not feel like I can go to the movies? Why do I feel like it's not okay for me to, I can go work out, or I can go ride horses, but 2 hours is a little long to be getting lost in fun, Rebecca. So I have some of this inside chatter, but it's keeping me from fun, right? So you might be like that too, but you got to jump. You got to find your own fun and then do it over and over and over again. And I'll tell you what I'm getting from Spirit is, when you are having fun, when you're in your sweet spot and you notice, let's say you choose to go bowling, or let's say you choose to do like a paint and sip night, or you go do the hobby that you always like, you go fishing and you spend the whole day fishing. During that time that you're in those moments where you're having fun and you notice it in your body, close your eyes and say, more of this, because you're actually embodying the frequency of fun, and you're writing your order to the universe saying, more of this, more of this. When I am riding the horses and I get into this zone and I feel like the horse and I are communicating really well, I am always saying more of this. But sometimes I'm just going for a walk outside and with my kids, and I feel, you know, the birds are chirping and the kids are laughing, and it feels like just like a really great setting and a nice walk, I say more of this, because I want spirit to know, okay, these opportunities, these glimmers of fun, they exist. They come up. I didn't come out here just because for an hour I'm supposed to have fun. I had fun. Okay, I tried to find it. I don't know if it's working. No. So you go out, let yourself go. And when you have fun, when you're feeling that feeling of fun, acknowledge it and just say more of this. And that allows spirit to bring the balance, and it attracts more of that into your life. And you're proving to yourself that life doesn't need to always be what's the next thing coming and what's gonna happen next, and you know, I know I'm gonna regret this. No, okay? You can live in your King of Wands. I have a lot of passion. I follow that passion. I let myself get completely taken over by passion and immerse myself in it when I'm in it. And that allows me to show up as this Queen of Cups for my job, for my family, as this person that can pour out onto others because I have invested in myself. And I know I'm like feeling nourished. I'm feeling worth fun. So I hope that message resonated. That's your homework. Go out and find your fun. Listen, the lighthouse can show you the shore. You need to steer the ship. Go choose your fun, feel it, claim it, and until next message.